Hey y'all, Katie here. If you live in Central Texas and you love books, you probably are listening to this podcast for a good reason, but Fayball Austin is coming. It is a book convention by day and an immersive fantasy book event by night. So come celebrate all things romantasy this Labor Day weekend at the Hilton Austin. Enjoy listening to authors, creators, and publishers discuss upcoming releases, self-publishing, representation in the literary community, and yours truly, and Abigail. She's also here.
Hi.
For more information, visit galaxycon.com/pages/Faye-ball. That's FAE-ball, or honestly, Google Fayball Austin. You will find it. And use the code %POD. That is all one word, no spaces, PERCENTPOD for 25% off tickets to the event. We'll be recording a live episode on Saturday, August 31st at 2 p.m., and we can't wait to see you there. While I have delved deep into romantasy, Abigail hasn't, so come and join us as Abigail finally reads the fan favorite A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I gently roast her during our live book club discussion. See y'all there. Okay, here we are. We're sweaty.
We are sweating. We did a garage workout, and also, if you are the type of person who listens to this podcast the day it comes out, this is a nearly live recording.
Nearly live. We're recording it the same day of release, which is why perhaps you notice that this is being posted later in the day than usual.
This will be a slightly no-edit special.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We're going to make this clean.
I would prefer to do no work today, actually.
Well, Katie has gotten a goof off this week. I have not. So we shoehorned this in.
To be fair, I'm not goofing off. I have saved a lot of administrative work for this week, so it's been a work from the couch while watching TV while organizing Google Drive folders.
Yes, Katie never truly goofs off.
Yeah, I'm kind of incapable of that, but yeah, I did save a lot of my busy, mindless, dumb work for the week of the 4th of July because that felt smart, and it was.
I instead created a project for my team at work that runs this week. Why did I do that? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. It's going great. It's going great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying a mostly student-free week to get like a lot of busy work done, which is good. It's making me feel very productive without having to use my brain too much.
I am excited to not use my brain tomorrow.
Yes, also that.
Happy 4th of July week.
Yeah.
It's really one of the best holidays for no reason other than to sit and drink beer and eat hot dogs and watch Joey Chestnut.
I love a hot dog-related holiday. There's really only the one. But
Memorial Day, kinda. But July 4th, really.
Yeah, and like maybe Labor Day.
Yeah.
Maybe. But no, it's, the main hot dog-related holiday.
I hope you're all eating hot dogs tomorrow.
I very much do too, if you eat meat. And if you don't, maybe like a veggie dog.
I've never had a veggie dog.
I don't know if I have either.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
And eating ice cream and or a frozen something.
Katie had ice cream for lunch yesterday, so she's ahead of the curve.
I did, and then I had a stomachache.
I wonder why.
It was only half a pint, which is like really not that much ice cream.
No.
Like, if you think about it, that's like 2 scoops, maybe 3 scoops, which is a pretty regular amount of ice cream.
Yeah, but you ate it for lunch.
Yeah, I ate it on an empty stomach.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I had a turkey sandwich like a few hours before that, but...
You know what sounds good right now?
A turkey sandwich?
A ladybird from Thundercloud.
Oh, Thundercloud. Maybe we should get Thundercloud for lunch.
Anyway, we're here to talk about a book.
I love when we talk about food and just stare out the window wistfully.
I haven't had a ladybird in like 3 weeks. I really wanted one when I was in Houston, and, understandably enough, there's not a Thundercloud Subs in Houston.
Yeah.
There is one in San Antonio, I learned.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, there's one in San Marcos, and there's one in San Antonio.
I didn't know that. I really thought they were just in Austin.
It's, Austin metro area.
Sure.
Yeah. For our non-Texas listeners, there's a Austin sub shop that is
elite.
It's so good.
The best. It's like Subway if Subway were good.
I almost don't even want to put it in the same league as Subway.
No, it's probably more like a
Jimmy John's.
No, more like Jersey Mike's.
Oh,
it's more like a Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, but the Lady Bird is chicken salad, avocado, bacon, jalapenos, and then your normal sub toppings.
It's so good.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good. Nothing heals me more than a Lady Bird.
It's so good. I usually just go for a turkey club from there, which is also great.
Ugh.
Or an Austin club. Sometimes I'll do that, which has chicken.
Ooh.
Yeah, also good. Anyway, we're not here to talk about food.
Now I'm
but if
thinking
you're
of
ever
sandwiches.
in Austin, go to Thundercloud. You will almost certainly be served your sandwich by someone who may or may not have started their day with a joint.
Oh my god, 100%.
Everyone there is stoned.
May.
Everyone there is stoned.
They're
24/7,
smoking in the back.
for sure.
There is...
And even if they're not, that's the energy that they give, which is the energy that I want from a sandwich shop.
Yeah, I want a guy to hand me a sandwich and go, hey man, how's your day going?
Yeah.
It's going great. I biked here.
I want him to be wearing a bandana as a headband and like an oversized like Aquafest 1991 t-shirt.
I was going to say, the guy who gave us our sandwiches after our brutal hike, I think was wearing like a Melvin's t-shirt and like a torn apart baseball cap.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for from a sandwich shop.
You know, maybe if I just like needed a job to get by, maybe I'd love to work at Thundercloud. They seem like chill people.
It seems so chill.
Yeah, you're just making sandwiches.
And I feel like that's maybe one of the few food service places where people probably don't complain that much. Like everyone who comes in seems like all the customers seem super chill too.
Yeah.
Like you know what to expect when you go into a Thundercloud.
Yes.
You know, I don't think there are any Karens being like, you didn't put enough bacon on my sandwich.
Probably not. No.
Less so than at like a Jimmy John's or something, I imagine.
Those people are going to Sweet Green.
Exactly. So. You know what you're getting yourself into at Thundercloud. You know that everyone's stoned, so you're probably going to be missing an ingredient on your sandwich.
Whatever.
And that's fine.
Whatever.
Or you're going to get like 3 times the amount of turkey that you want.
The best days.
Yeah.
When I got extra bacon on my Lady Bird or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, that one day that guy gave you a bunch of bacon.
He's like, you're lucky this is fresh bacon too.
Yeah.
We just put it in the microwave.
I know.
Thanks. Okay.
Wild.
Sure, man.
I don't expect Thundercloud to make their own bacon.
No, of course not. Absolutely not.
No.
They barely cook anything. They don't need to.
Everything's reheated.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
I don't need a hot sandwich anyway.
That's not what I'm there for.
No.
Anyway.
We're here to talk about a book.
Yeah, now I do want Thundercloud, though. Anyway, so we obviously read the new Ashley Poston, which it appears that Abigail and I have differing opinions on, and I think I slightly shifted my opinion on my reread.
Yeah.
So
a novel love story. The third Ashley Poston? Or third adult Ashley Poston?
The third, like, contemporary romance.
Okay, yeah.
She has, like, a bunch of other, like, there's like some YA stuff or some maybe it's YA. She's written a shitload of books.
Yeah. So the third of this era.
Yeah, many of which are like fantasy-ish for younger people. There's like there's a few like retellings of Disney stories.
Yes.
But she has 3 kind of like modern adult contemporary like mainstream romances. The rest I think are more niche.
Yeah. With a little hint of magical realism, or a lot of hint.
Yeah. This one a lot of hint. I guess the others too, but this one is the most fantastical.
Yeah. Should we read the blurb?
Yeah, you got the book in front of you, so you do it. I think this is my favorite cover of the 3.
Ooh, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick. I love all of them. I love that this one's blue.
Yeah, I think it's the colors that are speaking to me, like the bluish purple, the pink, the light blue, the yellow, like all the bright colors together.
Yeah, whoever does her cover design all across all 3 books,
yeah,
excellent job.
And
Incredible.
I think what I like, the text looks almost kind of neon, like a neon sign to me. So I think it's speaking to me.
Also, so I was in Houston when this came out, and so I had to go to Barnes & Noble, and it was not like on the new releases shelf. I know. And it was also on the buy one, get one 50% off table, which is not like a bad thing, because obviously I left with multiple romances after that. But
that's kind of rude.
Yeah, I know. And also I couldn't find it.
There's a baby bird. There's a baby bird.
Where?
Oh my God, on the roof. Oh my God. It's like a teenage baby. Oh my God. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, and I wonder if that's the one there was a baby bird on the ground that we were worried about the other day.
Oh, he was making his way out of the nest.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was him, because that was like 2 weeks ago.
Fly high, little guy.
God, that was so cute. Okay, anyway.
Around his head. Anyway.
Wow. That was so cute. Okay. But you got the bonus essay at the end, right?
I did.
Did you read it?
I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
Because I finished this book at 11 o'clock last night.
Word.
So, per usual.
Yeah.
But I did start a book immediately after, so everyone clap for me, please.
Proud of you.
Please
Proud
clap.
of you. Okay, read us the blurb.
This is the blurb. Eileen Elsie Merriweather loves to get lost at a good happily ever after. The fictional kind, anyway. Because at least imaginary men don't leave you at the altar. She feels safe in stories, at home in books, which might be why she's so set on going to her book club's annual retreat this year. She needs good friends, cheap wine, and grand romantic gestures, no matter what. When her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, she finds herself stranded in a quaint town that seems like it's right out of a novel. Because it is. Dun dun dun! This place can't be real, and yet she's here in Aloriton, the town from her favorite romance series, where the candy store's honey taffy is always sweet, the local bar's burgers are always a little burnt, a lot of burnt.
Yeah.
And rain always comes in the afternoon. It feels like home. It's perfect, and perfectly frozen, trapped in the late author's last unfinished story. Elsie is sure that must be why she's here, to help bring the town to its storybook ending. Except there is a character in Aloriton whom she can't place. A grumpy bookstore owner with mint green eyes, an irritatingly sexy mouth, and impeccable taste in novels. And he does not want her finishing this book. Which is a problem because Elsie is beginning to think that the town's happily ever after just might be intertwined with her own.
I don't know if that's the most accurate blurb.
I don't think so at all, because
she didn't get left at the altar, technically.
She got left a week before the altar.
Right. And then I wouldn't say that Anders doesn't want her to finish the book.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of like, well, she's here.
Yeah.
Also, she's so set on going. No one else is going to the retreat. That's part of the whole thing.
Right.
So, yeah, anyway. I got beef
Whatever.
with this blurb,
it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, hang on. Notes. There they are. So, if you have read this extended Ashley Poston universe, you know that it is an extended universe, and very early on, we learned that who is in her book club.
I'm stupid.
You didn't realize it was him?
No, I'm stupid.
Did you get it on the reference toward the end when?
Yeah, then I got it.
Yeah,
well, when it was handed to me,
right?
But when it was like, oh, a handsome man in the book club, cool.
Named Benji.
I'm stupid. I also haven't read Dead Romantics in a while. I'm learning too. I'm really bad with. You know what? I'm kind of bad with names in general.
Yeah,
I'm really bad with apparently book man names.
I am too, but I've read all of these books. I've read the Dead Romantics 3 times and 7 Year Slip twice. So, and then I read this twice. So it's more in there than usual.
Yeah, I got no thoughts. So she's in this online book club with her best friend Prudence, Prue.
Yeah.
And they do this yearly retreat every year where they all go to this cabin in like upstate New York.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking great. And they just like sit there and read and get drunk.
Yeah. And I love the whole backstory of this book club. They're all just like people from different walks of life who under no circumstances would have ever like met.
Yeah, they're like all across the country. They're all like different ages, different demographics.
Mm-hmm. Like one of them's like a college student. One's Benji. These are these 2 women who live in Atlanta. Georgia. Yeah. And Yeah, I love the whole idea of this book club.
Yeah, me too. Also, I really want to go on a reading retreat, but also I don't think
we're kind of going to do that.
We're kind of going to do that, but
we have other stuff to do.
Also, if we're honest with ourselves, we're just going to yap.
That's true. We're going to sit there with our books open and just talk to each other.
Yeah. The problem is this would be a really endearing idea, but I also know I would get there and be like, okay, what are we doing?
Like, actually, should we just watch Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah. I get the zoomies as soon as I get there.
Do you want to just go sit in the hot tub and drink wine?
Yeah, I do want to do that.
And drink enough wine that we can't read anymore?
I do want to do that. You're right. I brought books.
Yeah.
I forgot. Whatever.
Read them with one eye open right before bed.
Yeah. I get 2 pages in.
Exactly.
So we that's how we're introduced to Elsie, except nobody is going on the retreat this year.
Yeah, like everyone kind of bailed for different reasons. Like the college student has something college related going on. Benji's planning his wedding.
I'm so stupid.
Yeah, everyone has their own little, like, it's no one's fault. No one is like bailing, but life gets in the way.
And Prudence is going to Iceland on a surprise trip with her soon-to-be fiance. Like,
right.
It's a proposal trip.
Right. And so she's like, well, I have to go on this trip because I'm going to get proposed to. But also
it's Iceland.
Also, do I really want to marry a man who plans a trip during what he is sure to know is my annual friend trip?
Yeah.
Because that's selfish. Anyway, that's not the point of this book, but it did bother me.
Also, it was like, he's like at a law firm or something. He never gets like time off. And I was like, I don't think that's how that works.
No, that's not how it works.
But whatever. Again, it doesn't matter. She can't go.
So Elsie decides to go on
By
her
herself.
own, which good for her. I would totally do this. A week in a cabin alone reading. That sounds awesome to me.
I would not.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't like this. I would love it.
No.
This sounds great.
Also, she's driving from Atlanta to New York by herself.
Yeah, that I wouldn't do.
That's crazy.
That I wouldn't do.
Cancel the Airbnb, get a new one.
Yeah.
Get a cute one close by.
Yeah.
Go
Or even fly. Rent a car.
Rent a car. And she's driving this clunker.
Yeah.
I'm like, girlfriend.
Sweet pea.
I don't know if I would trust my car to make it to New York.
Yeah.
It would, but it wouldn't be fun.
I wouldn't trust your car to make
Whatever.
it.
Anyway.
I'm a noted hater of Abigail's car.
Somebody please total my car.
Abigail, it's a fine car. You just need a new one.
Yeah.
I really don't have anything against it. You just need a new one.
Like, it runs fine. It's falling apart on the inside.
Yeah.
The things that make your life good about a car don't work.
Right. It's not a necessarily comfortable or enjoyable experience every time, but it gets you from A to B, which is really what matters.
It gets me from A to B. Part of the problem too is I'm a longtime member of the Messy Car Club.
That's true.
So.
You also don't drive that much though, too. So like you work from home.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So she breaks down in upstate New York.
Yeah, somewhere. She's kind of lost. It's raining. Things get complicated.
She drives across. She's like, she can't see anything. She's like, oh, look, a town nearby. Let me pull into it. And then she gets there and
almost runs a man over because he's standing in the rain in the middle of the street. And he freaks out on her. Like, my guy.
Sir.
This is your fault.
Get out of the road.
Yep.
She crashes her car avoiding him, basically.
Yeah.
Runs over the curb, which, I would have absolutely had a heart attack.
Yes.
And he gets mad at her.
Yeah. So then she's stuck because the car is kind of busted. She goes into this diner. It's this cute little town and gets a burnt hamburger.
How hard is it to make a burger?
It's really not that hard to not burn a hamburger.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
This man should find a new line of work.
Whatever. This is just as we said in our 7-year slip episode. This is one of those, you can't look at the science behind any of this too hard.
Oh, this isn't even the fantastical part. It's just the, what man is not able to man a grill?
Yeah, that I don't know.
Or what person?
What person? Yeah, grilling is the easiest way of cooking.
I'm not a good cook. I can make a hamburger, though.
Exactly. Grilling is the easiest way of cooking. You just put something on top of fire and it cooks.
Okay, there are 2 weird burger things in this book.
Yeah.
One is that the hamburgers are always burnt. Again, what the hell? The other one is, I don't remember which character it is, where they like their hamburgers so rare that they bleed. No.
Yeah. I like my burgers really rare, but I still want to not get sick.
The thing is, like, with ground meat, it's like, you don't, that's not really how it works.
That's not how it works, yeah.
No. And, like, as you know, I want my steaks, like, raw.
Yeah.
Slap it on the grill twice.
I mean, do they mean literally bleed, or do they just mean the kind of red juice that comes out of a rare burger?
I mean, I guess, but, like, I just was imagining, like how I like my steaks, but like a burger, and I gagged.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Ashley needs to expand her diet, perhaps. Anyway,
so
that aside,
so Elsie's at this diner, and the diner owner is like, "Oh, I know a place you can stay. This guy that I know that owns the bookstore has like an apartment above the bookstore." And Elsie's like, "Great." Turns out it's the guy that she almost hit with her car.
Yeah, of course.
And he is cranky and hot. Yeah. Just how we like him.
Just how we like him. Yes. So she has not realized she's in the novel town yet. Because there's little things that are like missing where it's like, you know, she knows this is her favorite series. She knows it like back to front. But there's like the hot sauce doesn't have a label.
Right.
Like,
and it's nighttime. It's been raining. She doesn't realize that she is driven into the fictional town from her favorite book series.
Right, because why would that be your first thought?
Right,
also?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is the kind of thing where if it were me, like the next morning I would be like, this is really coincidental.
Yeah. Also, she hasn't met any of the main characters. Like, she's only met side characters. So,
right.
You know. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then, so she stays there. Anders, the guy, is cranky as fuck.
Would you stay in a random man's loft? No.
I mean, she doesn't have another option, though.
Yeah.
What's the alternative? Sleep in your car?
Oh, she was going to do that. And
yeah.
Then, oh my God, there was like a would you choose a man or the bear scenario.
Yeah.
And she chose the man.
How bad could a man who owns a bookstore be?
I don't know. Men are pretty terrible. But anyway, this one's fine.
I would probably stay in the apartment above the bookstore just because it's an apartment above a bookstore. But I would make sure the door has a lock on it.
I would do that thing like in all those TikTok girlies who are way too anxiety driven.
Yeah, where they like wedge shit under the door or whatever.
Yeah, and they're like, this is what I do every time I go to a hotel. And it's to spend like 30 minutes like booby trapping the place. I'm like, girlfriend, where are you staying?
I know. They all look like normal, nice hotels, too.
Yeah, like at the Holiday Inn Express, you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So she stays there. The next morning, they go... he takes her to the diner.
Yes.
The cafe.
Yes.
The Grumpy Possum Cafe.
Yes.
And that's when she realizes... she either realizes she realizes that morning.
She starts to realize throughout the morning that like everything in this town is like incredibly similar to her favorite book series. And then it hits her after she meets the character, right? Ruby?
Yes.
Or around that time.
Yes.
She meets one of the main... so it's a book series where it's like all in the same town, but with different main characters. Each book is focused on a different character, but they all know each other, whatever. It's one of those series.
We're familiar.
Yeah. And so the waitress at the cafe is one of the main characters from one of the books. Mm-hmm. And that's fully when Elsie is like, oh my God.
And Anders is like, you have to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, you can't... they obviously... they don't know they're in a book.
Yeah. He starts like... it's obvious that he knows that she knows for like a few hours throughout the day. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, like he's acting super weird. And then eventually, I think they're like sitting on a bench in the park or something. And he's like, yo, you have to be a normal person. Yeah. So he knows, but no one else knows. And so Elsie's like, huh, that's weird. Anyway.
That is my biggest beef with this book.
Yeah.
Is that he knows that they're in a book together. Nobody else knows. And she does not ask any questions.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you ask, like, how do you know we're in a book?
Right. And I think it's because, like, my read of that didn't bother me that much, because my read of that was that she's trying not to be rude or awkward by being like, hey, are you like real? But I also understand where you're like, the logic doesn't
work for me.
Yeah. But so I didn't think that hard about it, because I was like, oh, she's probably trying to not be like, hey, so you're fake, right? Because that would be an uncomfortable conversation to have. But also, he's already introduced it, so, like, why not? Like, I see it both ways, I guess.
Right. I could not get past the fact that she just, like, does not ask any questions with the one person who seems to understand her situation.
Right.
And she's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, well, she's also like, I don't fully understand what's going on. Let me not worry about it.
But you know what? And I'm just kind of... this thought is processing as I'm talking, so I'll just start going. What we eventually learn about Elsie is that she kind of has no backbone.
Yeah.
And is just kind of a go with the flow of whoever she's around, whether that be friend or partner or whatever. And so maybe that's part of the reasoning for her behavior.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm just not going to rock the boat. I'm just going to go with it. That might be a stretch, but like,
yes,
it's not, I can see that being.
To me, it feels more like a plot hole than a character flaw.
Yeah.
Where, you know, you read these kind of books about, like, even like in Dead Romantics, we have the dad who also sees ghosts. In 7 Year Slip, we have Aunt what's her face?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know names.
From the apartment. So we have somebody like guiding the main character through this magical realism aspect of the plot. And Elsie is like offered that and just like doesn't take it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if there had even just been a line about like how like Elsie's inner monologue of like, I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable by that would solve like 98% of this. And
she's so excited to be, like, in the book, too. Like, she goes on a tour of the town. Like, she orders the honey surprise from the cafe, which, oh, my God, I want that so badly.
Yes.
One, I wanted more description also of what it was, because I think it was, like, pancakes and French toast together.
Yeah, and I was like, hang on. Tell me more.
I was
how does this work?
I was half hoping in the back of the book there'd be, like, a recipe for it or something. Because I was like, I need this so much.
Yeah.
Right now. We did not get that, but...
Well, and then later in the book, not as much in the beginning, but I think maybe it being in the beginning could have also, like, helped remedy this. Like, we get her being like, I wanted to live in, like, I wanted to be in my, like, dream world so badly I didn't want to, like, look too close at. Like, I feel like if we had gotten some of that a little earlier on, that also would have, like, helped bridge this gap a little bit of, like, I'm not asking questions because I'm going to choose to live in my little dream world.
Yeah.
Where I feel safe and happy.
Yeah.
But we don't get that until later on. So, like, if you're looking at it through the lens of, like, having read the entire book and then looking back on the beginning, it doesn't feel as sticky as it probably did reading it in that moment and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I don't think I personally can get past it. To me, this felt like such a major, like, plot hole in a way where I was like, I cannot imagine anyone in any sort of situation where you're not like questioning like, one, am I going to be able to leave?
Yeah.
Like, is this a Hotel California situation? Am I going to die here?
Yeah, she's definitely not freaking out enough for my liking.
She just really does accept it, which like, I mean, also again, this feels like one of those great dreams where you're like, I'm really fixated on the French toast, to be honest. Right now. Really, all I want is to sit in this diner and eat their weird
Abigail's
French
just
toast.
hungry.
I am hungry. We were talking about Thundercloud, and now I want some pancakes. Anyway, so they go on like a tour of the town, and like they're visiting all the spots from the series, and she's having a great time. It's like her personal Disney World. Yeah,
and I wrote this in our notes. I think my number one favorite thing about this book, and the reason why when I read it the first time, I loved it so much, and then it didn't hold up as much on my second read, is because Ashley Poston is so good at setting a scene and like writing a very vivid description of a place, whether that's the inside of the magical apartment from 7 Year Slip, whether it's the family home in The Dead Romantics. And here she gets to play with an entire town.
Yeah.
She gets the inside of the bookstore, the diner, the plant shop, the taffy shop, like the auto shop. She gets to really like flex that muscle that I think is her biggest strength.
Yeah.
And it's really immersive and vivid, and I think it's what she does best. And so she really, really got to do that here. And I think that's my favorite thing about this book, is that she like really brings this town to life. And I'm someone that, like, I think I've said this on here before, it doesn't really matter how some place or some person is described. I'm going to picture it the way I imagine it to be, regardless of the description. Yeah. Because my brain just like fills in the gaps. But that, like, I feel like with this book, I was able to really like bring like a vivid picture into my mind. So that's my favorite thing about this book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it made me look past maybe some of the other things, because I just loved reading and Ashley Poston, bitch can turn a phrase, man.
She really can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I did love kind of exploring this town that doesn't exist. I'll talk more about this like at the end in terms of overall thoughts, but I really struggled with knowing that it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Character wise and place wise at points. So I'll talk about that more at the end, but this did kind of help get my bearings a little bit when they go kind of on this like tour of the town. But in a way, like, it also like took me out of the book of like knowing we weren't in a real in-universe place.
Yeah.
So anyway, she slaps him.
Yeah.
So Anders says something
crazy thing to do after like 24 hours of knowing him. Not even.
I mean, he is being kind of shitty, but
yeah,
like, he says something really shitty to her about like, it's like, it really hits a nerve. I can't remember exactly.
I don't remember exactly either.
It basically makes her think of the fact that she was left a week before her wedding.
Yeah, so then we get the flashback with her ex-fiance. Like Abigail said, he leaves her a week before their wedding, and then marries who is essentially the girl he told her not to worry about eventually. And so we learned that a big part of the reason that Elsie came on this trip alone in the first place is because he got married, and she was like looking at photos on Facebook and stuff and was just like, I gotta bounce. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta go on my little reading retreat regardless of who's there. And this is where we start to kind of learn that Elsie is just like the people pleasiest of all the people pleasers.
I can't even tell if it's that sometimes. It's just like, this is where I want to throw the book and be like, girl, see something, say something.
Yeah.
My catchphrase.
Yeah.
But, my God, say something.
Yeah. Yeah. She just like, we learned that she's just one of those people that really disappears into relationships and is, just kind of absorbs the personality of the person that she's with, which I think we all know people who are like that. And I think we've all been that person at some point too. But when you're like 32 years old, that's maybe a little too old to be like that girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was like that when I was like 19.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know another way to be. So after the slap heard round Illoriton.
I know, everyone knows about it like immediately, which is...
Yeah, because like 20 people live in this town.
I know, yeah. I'm like, how does this place have infrastructure? Who works here?
Yeah.
Who has jobs?
So then she meets Junie, which I guess is her favorite main character of the books.
I think she was the first.
Maybe the first.
Character?
Anyway, like them meeting is like a moment for Elsie. Junie owns the inn, which is permanently under construction, with a haunted toilet.
Yes.
And this is like pretty much around the time that Elsie kind of realizes that everyone in the town is like frozen where the last book ended because the author died, which was very tragic.
Yes.
And so she learns that everyone's kind of just like permanently stuck in place. So the inn is forever under renovation. Like there's all this other stuff going on that's like everyone is just stuck essentially. But since she slapped Anders, she goes and stays at the inn, but doesn't get any sleep because of the haunted toilet. It's just gurgling all night.
Yeah, which, damn. I probably wouldn't sleep either. I'm also very concerned about a haunted toilet.
Yes, because it's just like making like clanging and gurgling noises all night, which is scary.
Yes. Also, this is where we also see Elsie's kind of a meddler here.
Yes.
So when she's at the cafe with Anders, that's where she meets Ruby, who is like the second main character of the series. And Ruby, at the end of her book, gets with this guy named Jake. And they like run the cafe together. And she sees Ruby, who's like looking kind of haggard. And as she's like coming out of the bathroom, she tells Ruby something like, "You don't have to settle." And Ruby understandably gets pretty pissed off at her and is like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then I was worried we were going to have a similar moment when Elsie gets out of bed to go check out the haunted toilet and like starts messing with it. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to like burn down the inn.
This is like rule number one. Like, it's like in 7 Year Slip. Have these people never seen like a sci-fi movie?
No,
you don't meddle.
Don't mess with it.
You're going to disturb the entire like universe.
The timeline is going to fall apart.
Exactly. Which is exactly what eventually starts happening.
That is what starts happening. Yes.
But yeah, she stays at the inn for one night. Then the next day she helps one of the little girls in the town fix her busted book.
Yes.
Which is very sweet.
It is very sweet.
Because Elsie's mom was a librarian, and I guess Elsie knows how to like bind books.
I know. Good skill to have.
I know. I ended up on bookbinding TikTok for a little while there, and I was like, this looks like a really fun hobby, but a very expensive one, and one that I probably don't have the patience for.
I don't have patience for anything that like takes little intricacies with my hands.
Yeah, like I'm crafty, but I'm not like crafty with like kind of delicate, very like very like sensitive things like that. Yeah,
I don't have the patience for that.
I don't either.
I'm just not a patient person. Yeah. That's my problem. For most things in life, that's my problem.
Well, and the bookbinding stuff takes like days because you have to like leave it squished together between the plates for like 24 hours or something. I don't know if you've seen those TikToks, but you should go find them if you haven't, because it's like people who like rebind their favorite books with like new pretty covers and spines. It's really cool.
It is cool. This is also reminding me of my half-finished flower pressing project that is still sitting in my office.
Oh yeah, I need to update my collage journal thing because I haven't since your wedding. So I have to like do my little spread for my brother's wedding, for my trip to Key West.
My bouquet is pressed. All the flowers are pressed. But as I was pressing them and putting them in the little frame, the frame wasn't sticking, and then one of the flowers got like moldy, so I had to like clean it, and then I have abandoned it since. I need to finish it. It looks nice, but I just need to finish it. Anyway, moving on. All my half-finished. That's my theme this year. Is lots of half-finished stuff. Books, flower pressing. I don't know what else, but oh my God, I also just made the cutest noise.
I know, I heard it.
Hopefully that caught on the mic somehow.
I know, there's my 12-year-old Shih Tzu just shifted positions and did a little grunt.
That's what he did.
He looked dead right now.
He's dead.
I'm going to take a photo so that people can see. Dead. Okay.
So while she's in this town too, she's kind of like exploring around a little bit, and she's dropped her car off at the mechanic.
Yes.
He's like, dude, this shit's fucked.
He's like, I will not charge you. You just have to buy 2 bottles of hot sauce from me.
Yeah, one, that's crazy. But also he's like, you're going to be stuck here for a few days.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because your carburetor's blown or something? Oh.
Yeah. And so he has to go to the junkyard to like find a car with a part that will work for Elsie's car. And so Elsie also realizes, I cannot stay in this haunted toilet inn for very long because I will not get any sleep.
Yeah, so she and Anders make up.
Because he gets stuck on the roof trying to save his cat.
Right. Yes. So she goes back to the bookstore. He gets stuck on the cat went to go fight the starlings that live there and got stuck on the roof. He gets there, his window gets stuck. Elsie has to rescue him.
Yeah, it's very funny. This is shortly after Elsie begins to uncover what she feels like is an epic Anders-related mystery, because she follows him to this like courtyard that's like a graveyard. But it's what the reader knows is and what if you are a writer reading this book, you learn that it is a graveyard of failed writing projects.
Yep.
Which is so real.
It's like, one of them is like, this shit sucks or whatever. Like, this is crap. And I'm like, wow. Ain't that the truth?
Or it's like, actually final.docx.
Yep.
Final with edits. Final with edits too.
Yep. When I have a long project, I definitely have version 4, version 5, because I love to just like make a new Google Doc each time. So.
Yeah. Same. So any writer or creative person reading this section of the book is going to be like, yes. But yeah, so then Anders gets stuck on the roof. Elsie saves him, and Anders like, okay, sorry that I was such an asshole. I guess you can stay here. It's fine.
Is this when we get the spaghetti dinner?
Yes. Sorry, pasta.
Yeah, sorry, pasta.
I love the idea of I'm sorry, pasta. If you wrong someone, you make them pasta, and everything's better.
Man, I am hungry. That sounds great right now.
I know.
Sorry, pasta. But Anders can't really cook, so she takes over, accidentally makes it with sugar instead of salt.
Yeah.
So neither of them can cook. We get a what's his face in a 7-year slip name drop.
We do. There are a lot of inter-universe references in this book.
Yeah, it's not even a name drop where she's like, celebrity chef, I only like his lemon pie recipe.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Cool. There he is.
I forgot his name.
I also did.
I remember Clementine.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name. We learned that Anders was a journalism major. Later, we learned he was a journalist.
Yes.
But we learned he was a journalism major.
Oh, a man after our own hearts. We don't get too into his
Perhaps
journalism.
one of the first not bad journalists we've met in a book, but we actually don't know if he was a bad journalist or not.
Yeah, he was like a book reviewer for the New York Times.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy.
I know, that is crazy.
Presumably, he's a good journalist if he reviewed books for the Times.
Presumably. Or at least a good writer.
Yeah.
So, in terms of journalists, who knows? I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. I prefer to think of him as a very good journalist because I like him.
They go to the bar.
After
they can't eat their sugary spaghetti anymore.
Yeah, they run into some other town folk, and Elsie gets wine drunk and silly.
Yes. They kiss,
and I felt so bad for Elsie because, like, Anders walks her to, like, the apartment bedroom door or whatever, and she invites him in twice, and he turns her down twice, and I just got like such secondhand just like while reading that part.
I know,
because I was like, girl, I feel so bad for you, but also he's being very smart because you're drunk.
You're very drunk.
Yeah.
They did make out on the stairs.
Yeah,
so,
they had a very good kiss on the stairs
at 49%.
49%.
So
at least in the advanced copy, which is what I was rereading.
I didn't mark the page. I was reading print. But
yeah.
I'm gonna also say it was 49%. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, maybe in the actual ebook it's 50 because maybe they had to add.
You're right.
Extra pages. I don't know.
I'll check later.
Also, during their like failed spaghetti dinner, they talk a little more about the town and stuff. And on my I didn't think about it that much on my first read, but on my reread, I just kept thinking about the idea that all the people in the books that we read, their lives freeze after the book ends, and it just made me really sad to think about it.
Yeah, especially like doing the same thing over and over and over. Like
it's like Groundhog Day in their town.
Like, oh my god, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Like the haunted toilet, dealing with the same thing every day.
Right. It rains at the exact same time every afternoon.
Yeah. That is depressing.
And there's something very, very quaint about the predictability in this book, at least. But if you think about it, like if this were a real thing, if all of these books, everyone just freezes, that is so sad to me.
It made me feel really claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my first year out of college, and this summer I had I was depressed in general, but I also had realized I was feeling really unmoored because I didn't have the usual things that were marking the passage of time. And here summer lasts so long that it felt like every day was the same for like 5 months. And that really got to me. So it felt like that, where it's like every day is the same. It feels like claustrophobic. It feels like, it feels like being stuck. Like, that's it.
Yeah, and I always tell my students always ask me, like, what were the hardest things to, like, adjust to after graduation, and I was like, at first it's really exciting because you have all this free time. Like, you just go to work and then you come home and you don't have, like, homework or whatever. Like,
right.
Yeah, you have to, like, walk your dog, feed yourself, go to the gym, whatever, but, like,
right.
You have the entire evening, like, just open because you don't have homework or studying or whatever, or like student orgs or whatever. But then about 6 months after I graduated, I had this feeling of like this realization of like, oh, so for the rest of my life, I'm just going to wake up every day and work and then come home. And that's just it forever, which is fucking depressing.
I know.
And it's not like, now it's not depressing because now it's just our life. But when I was 22, I was like, I just have like 60 years of doing this? It's crazy.
Yup.
And now it's not depressing because, you find ways to work with it. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it bummed me out thinking about that in this book. But I think the understanding in the book is that the reason they're all frozen is because the book series hadn't ended. So maybe looking at all these books around this room that are, final, maybe they don't get stuck. Hopefully. Yeah. I'd like to hope.
I would like to hope.
So then shortly after this is when we realize that Elsie has caused a disturbance in the force of the town. And it rains at a different time of day.
Oh my God. Yes.
But even the townspeople are like, the fictional townspeople are like, huh.
Oh, yes. That's why they're all sitting on the patio. That's how they all come together.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Because it normally would be
raining.
Right. And it's not.
Yeah.
So that's when Elsie's like, uh-oh, maybe I should undo some of what I've done.
Yes.
But she continues to be meddling.
She be meddling. She really do.
Yeah.
So, then she and Anders are going on. He offers to like take her around town.
Yeah. Well, first she finds him reading Ann Nichols.
Oh yeah,
which is another fun Dead Romantics reference. But then he offers to show her around the town some more because she rescued him from the roof. Yes.
He also keeps like putting her in charge of the bookstore for brief moments, and then she leaves.
Yeah, because she be meddling. Well, she's trying to unmeddle the meddling that she's already done in her defense.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, just leave it.
Just leave it. Let's see.
But actually her meddling turns out to kind of be the point of the entire emotional journey that we go on, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
At this point, I'm like, stop it.
I was very much like, okay, I just gotta be along for the ride. I gotta trust Ashley Poston that she's gonna take me where I need to go.
Yeah, she brought it home. She brought it around.
She brought it home. I have complicated feelings about it, but we'll talk about it. So
they go on a date.
More townspeople keep telling her, like, I don't know, he's kind of in love with you.
Yeah.
At points too, and she's like,
they're trying to matchmake him.
Yeah, but she's also like, I'm leaving in 2 days.
And also, Elsie is still convinced that Anders is a fictional man that the author wrote, and that she can't be with him because he has some other love interest in the town that he just hasn't met yet because the book was not written.
Right. She thinks he's the protagonist.
Yeah.
Of the next book.
And that there's some love interest waiting for him in town. And so she doesn't want to like fuck up his love story, basically.
Yeah.
So they go on a really cute little date to the top of this clock tower. And the bells ring and like vibrate their entire bodies, which sounds kind of stressful.
I don't want to be up there. Also, it did remind me of the Gilmore Girls episode where they fixed they fixed the clock tower in the town when after that guy dies, and it drives everyone so crazy that Lorelai and Luke break in to break the clock tower.
That's right.
And the priest catches, the pastor priest, God, I love that guy. He catches them and he's like, oh, thank God, continue on.
Keep going.
Yeah, because they hate it so much. So that did remind me of that, which was nice.
Yeah, that's funny. So they spend this day together. This is where we learn that Anders lived in New York, worked for the Times. Mm-hmm. We get a fun 7-year slip reference to the fajita truck.
Yes, the fajita truck.
Which...
God, so many food references.
I know. Abigail's starving.
Animal's starving a little bit.
My next note just says sexual tension with two little tildes around it.
There's a lot of sexual tension in this book, and another thing, for me, it felt a little bit like it came out of nowhere.
This book is a little insta-lovey for me.
Yeah, because they kind of hate each other, and then they're kind of like, actually, we love each other, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, well, and like, Elsie's convinced that Anders isn't really that into her because he rejected her that first night, which, like, that is completely how I would feel, too.
Yeah.
Like, she's a little butthurt about it.
Sure.
She shouldn't be, but I would also be.
Yeah.
But Anders is, like, very obviously flirting with her, so I'm like, come on, girl, open your eyes.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
Oh, Elsie.
Yep. And so then it's, like, supposedly her last night in town, and she and Anders are, like, finally gonna do it, but then all the girls in town that she's made friends with come and, like, kidnap her for a girls' night.
Yes. Which you get some good women bonding.
Yeah, good side characters in this book.
Good side characters.
It's very Inception side characters, though, because technically they are side characters in another book within this book.
You're hurting my head.
It's like the apartment thing all over again in 7-year slip.
Yeah, you can't poke at the apartment too much.
Yeah. But then Elsie and Anders stay up all night talking. Like, she gets back to the bookstore and realizes that he's been, like, staying up reading, waiting for her. Which, like, man, walking in on a hot man lounging and reading a book in the middle of the bookstore that he owns.
He's drinking whiskey, too.
Drinking whiskey, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an image.
Yeah. The next day, they walk to the magical waterfall, which is apparently a really big thing in this book series. And they do it in the wildflowers, which Ashley does a great job of writing this scene. It sounds very, like, dreamy and romantic, but all I could keep thinking was this sounds fucking so uncomfortable.
There are bugs.
Yeah.
Also, the way they start the sex scene is that she pushes him into the pool.
Yeah, in the water.
And I would be fucking pissed.
I would be so mad.
Because they know how cold it is.
Yeah.
And I'm in my clothes, presumably.
Yep.
I would be so mad. And
I would be so mad. I would be like, let's go fucking home.
Yeah.
And then we can do it.
Like when Ryan pushed you in the garage. Katey and Ryan had a little tip.
We had a brawl.
Yeah, well, they were trying to race.
We were racing to my car and I tripped.
Wait, did we talk about this last episode?
I don't remember.
Ryan's boy brain took over.
Yeah.
He had to win.
Yeah, maybe we did talk about I don't remember if we talked about this. Anyway, Ryan accidentally pushed me over.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, but we keep making him feel bad about it.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Katie's alive.
I'm alive. My arm is no longer bruised. It still kind of hurts a little bit, but it's okay.
It's okay. But anyway, yeah.
When we were doing side planks this morning, I still can't put weight on that elbow, but it's okay. This it's written very beautifully and sounds really lovely.
This has got
if you don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, this has got to be like the most perfect, softest grass in the world.
Right.
He conveniently does have a condom in his wallet, which I'm like, I guess it makes sense in romance land, but
yeah,
I'm like, Do you think you were going to do it at the waterfall? I would wait till we get home.
I mean, maybe he's just always ready.
Men, are you always ready?
Also, just like, you don't have to do it at the water. You can fool around at the waterfall and then do it when you get home.
Nope.
There's no reason to be laid down in the itchy, scratchy grass. Ugh, whatever.
Anyway,
happy for them. I'm sure it was great.
Them.
But you know what? They're in a fictional town, so maybe it is the softest. Maybe there are no bugs.
Maybe not. There's no bugs. There's no bugs.
There's probably no bugs. Why would there be bugs? This is like a perfect little town.
You're right. No mosquitoes, no chiggers, no weird little spider things.
Yeah, and the grass is probably not itchy.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. This is a fictional town. It's probably lovely.
So they go home and they do it some more.
Yep.
And the next morning she's supposed to be leaving. And as she's like laying in bed with him, she's like, what if I stayed? And he kind of freaks out and just like leaves.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like lays there for a little while.
Yeah.
And then she gets up and she goes and meets the girls for breakfast. But while she's there, she has an epiphany. Yeah. At the Grumpy Possum Cafe.
Trigger warning to Abigail's sister Hannah, if you are listening to this.
Sorry, Hannah. Experienced listeners know my sister had to deal with a possum infestation in her home last year. She has since moved out of that home, thank God. But it was a whole thing.
It was really awful.
It was really awful. But they discover the haunted toilet is actually just infested with a possum.
Yeah, there's a possum living in the plumbing, which who fucking knew that could happen?
Who fucking knew? Possums can swim, like, what do they say, like 15 feet deep without needing
So the possum's just like living in the pipes, and the haunted noise is just the possum clanging around in there.
And her babies.
And
it was the possum that was supposed to live above the cafe, so they take it back to the cafe.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? So once they solve the haunted toilet too, Junie and her man, Will, who have been working on this inn, are like, well, now the haunted toilet's gone. Let's get married.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Apparently that was the thing that was holding them up.
Sure. Yeah.
And then so Elsie's like, well, I'm going to at least stick around in town for the wedding.
Yeah. Her car is like almost done or what?
I think it's done because Anders sacrificed his own car.
Yes. Anders gave up his Buick for her weird little car.
Pinto.
Yeah.
Her old Pinto.
Pinto bean car.
And then she finds out who Anders is because she like recognizes she remembers that he was wearing a shirt with his initials on it and was like, oh, why do those initials like ring a bell? And then she has another epiphany and realizes that they were in the dedication of her favorite books. And then she's like, wait, what's your last name? And then she realizes that he was the fiance of the author of the books who died.
Yes. That was kind of crazy. I did not expect that as the plot twist. Did you?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was fictional.
I knew from the very beginning that I was like, this man's not fictional. Ask more questions.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what you know. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. I first read this in January, so I can't remember if I picked up on it or not beforehand. I don't remember.
I certainly didn't, in that he was, like, connected to Rachel. I kind of thought he was like Elsie, where he
stumbled across the town and never left.
And just, like, never left sort of thing. But that was something I didn't really pick up on. And then we get this flashback to where Prue and Elsie had met Rachel at like a book signing, and they were like the only ones there. And
which that felt like a plot hole to me, because I'm like, we've been told this entire time that these books are supposedly really popular. So how is no one showing up at this book signing?
So that one, I feel like we actually got a good explanation of where they were like, they became really popular after she died.
Yeah, that's true.
Because was like a, a tragic story of like this author died in the middle of her series.
Yeah.
And so everybody. So that one didn't feel like
That's true.
But I was also like, how are only 2 people here?
Right.
Wouldn't somebody else be there?
Right.
Because like, I mean, look at the romance community. It goes pretty deep.
Right, because in the book they talk about how the books got popular after she died, but part of the reason they got popular is because they had like a dedicated fandom.
Right.
And so that's why I was like, but why? Like, I get that it's maybe a small but dedicated group of people, but is it that small?
Right.
Atlanta's a big city.
Yeah, anyway. Okay,
Whatever.
Whatever.
So they get this like 1-on-1 or like 2-on-1 time.
Yeah.
With their favorite author.
And Anders was like there.
Right.
Briefly. Or she's like, I assume it was him. I didn't really register because why would I? I was talking to my favorite author.
Right.
And he and Elsie they like sneak off from the wedding. They do realize that the fifth book was always supposed to be about Maya and Lissa, 2 women in the town finding each other. That was like the unfinished book. And they find their happy ending at the wedding. Like they finally get together. And so Elsie's like, oh, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
finished the story.
Yeah. And Anders is like talking about how he didn't want the town to change because this was what he had left of Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. Like this was his like grieving. Like he was staying there.
Yeah. And he was so resistant to the town changing because that would mean that she was really gone or whatever.
Yeah.
Which yeah, like you said, makes sense.
Yeah. And so everything's going like he's literally like leaving with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're about to leave the wedding, get in the car and leave Alorton together.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm ready to like go back, like it's time. I've like ignored my life for too long.
Yeah, and he tells her all these romantic things of like it was supposed to be you.
Mm-hmm.
And then a side character shows up.
Yes, there have been allusions this entire book to a side character from this book series who
left
and has not returned to town. And when does she return?
Conveniently.
Yeah.
As like literally they're about to leave. And Elsie talks about how Rachel, the author, said that she never really put herself into, like, never really wrote herself into her books. But if she had to choose, it was B, this character who just showed up. And Anders sees her and is immediately just like, never mind.
Yeah, because it turns out she bears like a pretty significant physical resemblance to Rachel also.
Yeah, this was crazy to me.
Yeah.
This also felt like a plot hole.
Yeah, because we don't really get, like, again, I feel like just like a little bit of explanation here. Like, even if he were like, if he explained it to her a little bit more, like, there's just this like unspoken understanding.
Where Elsie is literally walking out after B goes into the wedding. They like exchange a little bit of words, like all 3 of them. And then B goes into the wedding. Anders is just like staring at her, even though 2 minutes before he was like, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And Elsie's like, go get her. And like, that's it. She leaves.
Yeah.
It was like, this is nuts.
Just at least have, again, like half a page worth of conversation about why this decision is being made.
Yeah.
And that would have fixed everything.
There's not even a him being like, I have to
see this through or what, like I have to just see.
And no, Elsie just accepts it. Anders just conveniently forgets everything he just said and is like, well,
yep,
let me go chase after this woman I haven't met. Because also he had never met her.
Right.
Like this is a side character who left and came back.
Right.
Before.
So it's like very, like it's understandable that he's like, I need to just really make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he had at least said that instead of us just being left to like draw the conclusion, it would be different.
And so, yeah, Elsie realizes she doesn't want to be, she's an English professor. We haven't talked about it because it's not important. But she realizes she doesn't want to do that anymore once she gets back to the real world. Prue is waiting for her at the cabin. Like she came back from Iceland, not early, but kind of. Or she went straight to the cabin instead of going back home to Atlanta. Which is very sweet. They decide to open a bookstore together.
There's a really upsetting quote about academia that I'm not going to think about too hard.
Yes. It's about giving too much of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Katie's not going to have a crisis about that later.
Yep, moving on. But they decide to open a romance bookstore together.
It's really cute.
Which is mine and Abigail's, like, pipe dream.
Yeah, I know, right? And they actually do it. And they call it the Grand Romantic, which is a callback to a previous conversation she had with Anders.
Wait, also, we get another book club Zoom meeting.
Oh, and Florence is there.
But it's a very... I didn't realize this until my second read. I'm pretty sure this is like a meta, super book within a book within a book. Because Prue at one point says about the book that they're reading, which presumably Florence has written.
Yes.
Prue is like, ghosts should stay dead.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, so are we supposed to believe that Florence wrote the Dead Romantics within the Dead Romantics after the Dead Romantics was over?
Yes.
Because that's definitely what it was, right?
Yes. My head hurts.
I know, but I was like, that's fun and like that's a very fun inside joke.
Yes. For
Ashley to do with us.
Yes, I do. I did think that was funny. And I did think it was funny that Prue was like, I hated it.
Yeah.
Because some of our good friends really did not like Dead Romantics.
Yeah, and it also made me wonder if Ashley pulled that from like a Goodreads review or something.
Ghosts should stay dead.
Yeah, probably.
Or
like
probably.
she was like, let me put a reference to some of the bad feedback I got on the book. Anyway,
which is very funny.
Like all of the other inter-universe references were pretty obvious, like the fajita truck, the Ann Nichols, whatever. But that was one, like I said, I didn't catch it the first time, and I was like, that's funny. Like I kind of like her messing with us like that.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And the opening night of the bookstore, Liam, her ex, shows up with his new wife.
Who is lovely.
But I was like, that is a bonkers thing to do.
Yeah, but she wanted to come. But if I were her, I would have been like, you stay at home. I'm going to go to this thing.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
And also, would I do that to the woman my husband jilted?
No.
That's crazy.
I would be like, I'll go to the bookstore, but like probably not on opening day.
And I certainly won't bother them.
Yeah. I won't go talk to them and ask to join their book club.
Yeah.
But Elsie handles it really well, and she's lovely. And
she's like, oh, I'm over Liam. Like, this was what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And then they're closing up. Prue and her man leave to go get food because they're... God, I'm so hungry. They leave to go get food.
We're almost done. Bring it home, girlfriend.
I know. We're bringing it home. It's just because I've been thinking about a ladybird the whole time. I don't even know if I'm that hungry. I'm just like, wow, a sandwich. But they leave. And guess who walks in? Mav's dreaming. He was like chewing. Oh my God.
Look at those beans.
Look at those beans.
On display.
So guess who walks in?
Yeah, Anders shows up. They reconnect. I actually really love this because it's been a good amount of time. Obviously, they opened a whole ass bookstore, but this is the part that felt like a lot more realistic, like epilogue than a lot of the ones we get where it's like they're apart for like a day or whatever, and then they get back together, even though it's like maybe not a wise decision. Like Anders was like, no, I had to go like put my life back together and visit my family and like become the person that like I knew I could be and that I knew that you needed me to be. And now that I feel good about myself, I'm coming back into your life. Like I really liked that because it's like, it feels more like a real actual thing than just like this like romantic like grand gesture.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like that. The part that felt weird to me that Elsie was like immediately like, great.
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome back. Even though 2 minutes after he said he was going to leave with her, he saw another woman walk by and was like, wait, never mind. Like, I feel like I would have more questions.
Yeah, I would be like, okay, hang on. Let's, before we bang it out on the counter at my new bookstore, let's maybe go to dinner and have a conversation about what this relationship is going to look like.
Right. Like, let's talk about how if I was her,
Yeah.
in this moment, I would feel very much second choice.
Right. I would be like, so my feelings are a little hurt. I am still in love with you, but let's sit down and talk about it because I'm going to need you to explain some things.
Right. Like, what are you doing here?
Right.
What are you doing?
And he did say, like, you know, I realized right after you left that, like, I made the wrong choice. But I would be like, no, you're going to sit down and answer my questions and buy me a nice dinner and grovel a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I just, you know, bang it out in my new bookstore with you.
Yes. But that's what they do.
They bang it out.
And they live happily ever after.
Yep.
The end.
Can't wait to see how they are interwoven into the inevitable fourth book.
I hope we go to their bookstore.
That'll probably be what it is.
Probably.
Yeah. Someone visits a bookstore or something.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. I think I've mostly shared what I feel like are my overall thoughts. Like this, I got really sucked into the place and the concept, I think, in my first read, and I was kind of ignoring some of the issues that we've brought up here that I noticed more on my second read. Mm-hmm. But an Ashley Poston book is still an Ashley Poston book.
Yes.
She's a beautiful writer, which I think carries this book quite a bit.
Yes. I think I did not love this one.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time kind of connecting with like anybody in the book. Mm-hmm. And I think that was just because of the function of the magical realism aspect of like everything felt flatter. And I think that's
just because you had the constant back of your mind, no one's real.
No one's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like there are so many side characters that we just like, we didn't have the connection with them that Elsie does.
Right.
In the book. Like, you know, if we were dropped into our, I don't know, what would, North Bear Shores.
Sure.
Like, that would be different of meeting all of those characters.
Right.
But
rather than reading about somebody meeting those characters.
Yeah. Like,
there's a distance.
A real long game would be writing your own series and then writing this concept book.
Sure.
Afterward.
Sure.
But that is a real long game, for one. And probably not feasible for a lot of people.
I think given the concept of this, I think this type of book is just hard to pull off, full stop.
I think so too. I don't think it's like necessarily a fault of like Ashley Poston.
Yeah. I think if anyone were to be able to do this right, it's her.
But I'm not quite sure she pulled it off.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I'm landing on it. Of just like I did like the setting, but it was hard to connect to because it was like a book in universe of a book. And at that point, it gets a little too Inception-y where it's like, okay, why do I care? Because I know this place is not real in terms of the universe of the book.
Right. So I'm not invested.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And like also at the end of it, they're like, yeah, it's gone now. I don't know. Like it never,
that left me kind of unsettled.
Of just like, yeah, he tried to go back and it was gone. And I was like, okay, I like the mysteriousness of Alorton versus like the apartment in 7 Year Slip. Mm-hmm. There was not like, you know, I think maybe what was missing for it versus like the apartment or the talking to the ghost is like the intimacy of it, of kind of like, this is connected to a family member who you really loved and cared about, like the dad, the aunt. Kind of like I was talking about, where it's like you have these characters who are a guide for the main character.
Right.
Who can, you know, who has a connection to this magical realism sort of thing. And here we're just kind of dropped in with no guide and no real personal connection to the place versus it's a book series that she really loved. And it's just hard. That is hard. Loving a book series within a book that we as a reader have no concept of is really hard to pull off.
Right. I think it would have been, and there's no way that like this could have happened because then it would have been fan fiction. It would have been different if it were like Hogwarts or something.
Right.
Where we're like, oh, we know how this person must be feeling.
Yes.
And I think Ashley tried to capture that by like pulling from town. Like, this is very Gilmore Girls. It's like the town has the same energy of all these. It's very like Pawnee. Like, you know, like it has all these small towns that we know and love, which I think was very deliberate of her to pull from. But there's not a direct one-to-one correlation.
Yes, and I think maybe that was my problem. I also never really felt like I connected with either Anders or Elsie. They both felt kind of flat to me at points.
Yeah.
Where I was confused by both of their motivations at points. And also, this book was kind of insta-lovey for me, where I was like, he was kind of an asshole to you. And like, is it just because he's hot and he owns a bookstore? Like,
yeah.
And also from his side, where he was like, you were supposed to come here and like break me out of my, you know, my grief. And I never felt like we got to know enough about Elsie for any of the things he was saying to feel convincing.
Sure. Yeah. I also think too, this was definitely the most fantasy of these 3 Ashley Poston books. Like, the first 2 still take place at least half of the time. Dead Romantics the entire time is in a non-fantastical, it's in normal life, but there happens to be a ghost.
Yes.
The second one alternates between like magic apartment in the past and real life.
Yes.
This one has almost no real life other than the flashbacks. And so I think there is something lost in this, like, kind of being a fantasy book, but we don't get the fantasy world building that actual fantasy books get. And maybe that's a little bit of what you're missing too.
Maybe so. Yeah. And I mean, I loved Dead Romantics. I can't remember if I liked 7 Year Slip more, but I do remember really enjoying it. But I think we need to scale back and simplify some of the magical realism more.
I agree. Because I think so much time, I think maybe that's why the characters fell a little flat, is because we spent too much time on the magic.
Whereas Dead Romantics
is just a little kiss
and
of
it's
magic.
Easy. You know, we all have concept of a ghost.
Yeah.
And
and for 7 Year Slip, we all have concept of, we've all consumed some kind of time travel media.
That one we were getting a little dicey.
Right.
As we talked about, you can't poke at it too hard because it doesn't make any sense.
Right. But you can understand the concept of a time traveling apartment.
This one, a whole town that disappears and we don't really have any explanation ever.
Yeah.
Of how and where it appeared or anything.
Yeah.
Where there's just not, it just kind of exists.
Yeah. So I think it's that kind of, we verged too much into it being fantasy, verged too far into fantasy from magical realism, but didn't get the fantasy world building that you want out of, like, you don't get the orientation of like, this is where we are and this is how this world works.
Yes.
That in an actual fantasy book, in a good fantasy book, you get.
Yes. You know, it feels like in Rise of Skywalker, The Bane of My Existence, when Poe Dameron's like, somehow Palpatine returned. No explanation.
Let me just tell you what happened.
Somehow he's back.
Yeah.
No, none explanation. None. And that's, I think, a little of what that felt like.
Yeah.
I think there were a lot of, obviously, like, really lovely points of this book. But this one never hit me emotionally the way 7 Year Slip or Dead Romantics did.
I agree with that.
And I definitely felt frustrated at points.
Yeah.
Part of it, partially, like, some of Elsie's choices that, you know, again, some of it was like, okay, this is part of her character, is that she does not really have a backbone, but some of it, like I talked about earlier, felt like a plot hole. Of, like, why are you not questioning any of this?
I can see that.
Why are you not, like, grasping the rope of somebody who is, like, offering you potential answers of, like, what you're doing here? Also, the fact that nobody sent a welfare check for her at that cabin.
I know.
And
you just haven't heard from her for a week, but I guess people are assuming she's, like, at the cabin doing her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, she's like, I assume that they all know I don't have service. And I'm like, girl, somebody would have, like, you didn't even tell them you arrived.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is the lowest, if we're going by Goodreads ratings, which, you know, I feel like we always have to couch.
Yeah.
This is the lowest rated book, but it still has a 3.89. The Dead Romantics is 3.93 and 7 Year Slip is 4.23. But this book only has just about 5,000 ratings, whereas the other two, Dead Romantics has 166,000. 7 Year Slip has 213,000. So, because this book has only been out a week.
Yeah.
So
it did truly just come out. I have been looking for it on Libby too, so I could potentially get like the ebook copy.
Yeah.
And even up until a couple days ago, it still wasn't on Libby.
Interesting.
I know. Either I'm dumb and
I guess the library just hasn't.
Yeah, I guess not.
Gotten a copy yet.
Usually they're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I will say once again, even our least favorite Ashley Poston book is still an Ashley. I think she's a beautiful writer. I think the idea of this book is fun. I think the scene and place is really written in a really lovely way. Mm-hmm. And I just like that she's a flowery writer without being overly flowery. Like, it's purple prose without being too purple.
Ooh, this one at points did veer into purple for
really?
me. Yeah. There was a point where Maya, the character, is talking, like the character in Alora is talking about Lissa, which again, we find out the final book was supposed to be their love story, where she says something like, she's just a moon you want to be in orbit of. And I was moons don't have orbits. You can't be in orbit of a moon. That's the whole point of a moon.
Yeah.
But and also kind of the sex scene where Anders is talking to her. I'm like, all right, we're getting a little too flowery for my taste.
Oh, and then his like love confession at the end was a little too flowery for me too.
Yeah, that's my personal taste.
Yeah.
At points it veered a little too into it's not. There were points where I'm like, all right, we got to like rein it back just a little bit.
Yeah, I think that the character dialogue is a little too purple, but like her descriptions of places.
I think
is like, I think some would argue that it's overwritten, but I love it.
Yeah, no. I think there were points where I was like, okay, we could use a little more editing.
Agreed.
But again, an Ashley Poston is still an Ashley Poston.
Yep.
This is probably not one I will reread. I'll say that. This is not my favorite.
Yeah, it didn't hold up as much on a reread as the other two did for me.
Yeah. I have not done a Dead Romantics reread, but I feel like it is one that will hold up for me for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I think 7 Year Slip would hold up. This is one I'm just like, I don't care enough about anybody to come back to it. So.
Yeah. Dead Romantics holds up on a reread because of the emotional punch that it packs for me.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
what are you reading now?
I am reading I have it's downstairs. Hold on.
Summertime Punchline.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the title.
By Betty something.
Betty Carello? I think.
Yes. Betty something.
I'm going to couch it with I am only one chapter in, which the chapter is like 5 pages. But we mentioned it in our summer reading roundup. And when I was at Barnes & Noble picking up a novel love story, lo and behold, they were doing that buy one, get one 50% off paperbacks. Katie brought this up to me, but shout out to Ashley Poston for always putting her releases in paperback.
Honestly.
Gal Pal, I appreciate the fact that I only had to spend $19.
Also, I just prefer a paperback. Always.
I do too.
It travels easier. Christina Lauren, put Paradise Problem in paperback. I don't want a hardcover romance novel.
I don't either.
Any other book, fine. I don't want a hardcover romance novel.
Yeah, Anyway, so I'm on Summertime Punchline, which was blurbed by all of our favorite girlies of Sarah Adler, Julia Whalen, Rachel Lynn Solomon.
Yep.
Ava Wilder, who wrote How to Fake It in Hollywood, which I loved even if I didn't like the ending. So I'm, one chapter in because I am trying very hard to start a book as soon as I finish one. And I can tell it is going to be very funny. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I'm
probably going to pick that one up next too, just because it's been one of like 3 books that I've just been kind of noodling.
The cover is very fun.
It is.
HarperCollins describes it as HBO's Hacks meets Carly Fortune's Every Summer After.
Sounds good to me.
Never thought I'd see those two things put together.
Yeah, what a combination.
What a combination. It does have a 3.8 on Goodreads right now, if that says anything, with 620 votes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, we'll see.
That's pretty good.
I feel optimistic about it. And then I also picked up a Houston set romance when I was in Houston, which I'm really pumped about.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Called The Kiss Countdown, and the male lead is a astronaut. Which is from a debut author. I'm looking it up right now. Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton, who lives in Central Texas. So perhaps I will send her an email. And
yeah, maybe she'll come on the pod.
Maybe she will come on the pod. Her book has a 3.9 on Goodreads with more than 2,000 votes.
Not bad.
For a debut, I read a couple pages when I was in Barnes & Noble, and I was like, okay, I think I'm in.
Not bad.
Not bad.
All right.
So I'm excited to read this one. Also, Texas does not get a lot of romances set in it. I've never seen a Houston set romance.
I never have either.
So I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
As long as they never say, Houston, we have a problem,
Yeah.
God, that's my biggest, beef. The joke is overdone. Please stop.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
It's not funny anymore. It's never been funny, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, anyway, as long as they never say that, I'm sold. So, yeah. What are you reading now?
So I am going to pick up that book, but I'm reading, it's got romance in it. I would not call it a romance. Sure. I'm reading Honey by Isabel Banta. It's about like a pop star in the late 90s, early 2000s. That is sort of, I think, probably inspired by Christina Aguilera, because she's like the slutty pop star, and she's kind of directly positioned against a girl who's very young Britney Spears adjacent. And she's dating the Justin Timberlake type character. But it's I'm about halfway through it, and it's very fun in the nostalgic sense of there's a lot of 90s, early 2000s references like TRL and stuff like that, and the fashion descriptions are very fun. And it's the girl is we meet her when I think she's 16 or 17 or something, and so we kind of grow up through her teen years with her. I'm enjoying it.
Cool.
Yeah, it just came out I think this month, perhaps. Nice. Well, I say this month, June, not July. So I'm reading that, and I'm reading, as you know, the book that comes out in August that is about Red Dead Redemption, and Sick. That sounds way less lame, or that it's way less lame than it sounds. So real ones know that I am obsessed with Red Dead Redemption 2 and the Red Dead games in general, and this book that comes out August 6th by Tori Olson, who is a history professor and historian who got the idea for this book because he started teaching a class at the university that he teaches at. It's a history class about Red Dead and how it accurately or inaccurately represents violence in America at the turn of the century. So that's what this book is about. It goes through Red Dead Redemption 2, through the story, and compares things that happen in the story to whether or not those things happened in real life and whether they were appropriate for the time. And so it's cool because I'm actively playing the game right now. I'm replaying it. I've put 175 hours into it because I'm trying to 100% it. And so I'm elbow deep in this game right now, so it's really fun to listen to this book, which is narrated by the voice actor who plays the main character in Red Dead 2.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool.
It's really cool. And when he does, when there are quotes from the game in the book, he does the Arthur voice when he's reading Arthur's quotes. And it's just it's so weird hearing this man whose voice which I follow him on TikTok, so I hear his real voice sometimes, but this man whose voice I've only ever heard as this video game character that I have spent hundreds of hours with, hearing him say the words Red Dead Redemption. I'm like, you're not supposed to say that.
That is weird. Howdy, neighbor.
Yeah. Hey, mister.
Hey, mister.
Also, he does cameos.
Oh my God.
Which, of course, he does as Arthur.
I love that.
Anyway, so I'm just like, it's like, I started reading it yesterday. I got approved for the audiobook on NetGalley. It's a delight. It is a delight. I don't think normal people will like this, but like if you have not played Red Dead, you will not like this book.
Yeah, if you're a party, Katie's Venn diagram of Red Dead and romance fans.
Yes,
there you go.
if there's one of you out there listening to this,
another one
that is just as excited about this book as I am, please DM us on Instagram because I want to meet you. Because my two biggest interests are romance novels and
Red Dead Redemption.
and video games, specifically Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah, DM me. But I mean, like I didn't I knew how popular Red Dead 2 was, but I didn't realize that it was like ranked as one of the like top 10 best video games of all time and stuff. And I don't know. It's just cool to like have my like quiet at home obsession be now something that I'm consuming media about in a different way. Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. I felt like that when Last of Us came out.
Yeah.
Even though I never physically played the game, it was something that I was like, I held on to of something that I really loved. And then when the series came out, I was like, wow, it's so cool. I knew everybody loved the game, but then everybody also loved the show and it was cool.
Right. Yeah. It's like seeing something that you have like a private interest in, then becoming an interest of yours in a different way or looking at it through a different lens or whatever.
For some reason, the other first example that popped into my head was Homestar Runner.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God.
What is it?
It's this Flash cartoon that actually was more suited for your age than mine.
Hang on. It's possible that I may just not know what it's called. Oh, I know what this is.
Yeah. Anyway, we were obsessed with it as kids, and then somebody recently did flash tattoos of Homestar Runner characters.
Nice.
I sent them to Hannah, and I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I never got that into this, but yes, I am. Yes. I am now. Now that I see it, I am familiar.
Yes. Well, on that note,
well, cool. Well, guys, we are gonna definitely work the rest of the day.
I have to.
Yeah, I actually have to too. I got like 6 emails that I have to respond to while we were sitting here. Cool. Well, we aren't super. Do we know what we're doing next? We'll tell you guys on Instagram what we're doing next. We'll figure it out. We'll see y'all in a few weeks.
Bye.